Shocking news came out of Breland responding to Deontay Wilder yet again. Deontay Wilder, former trainer, Breland stated when he was asked about Wilder, quote, "His career is over now. I'm done and he's done. I'm done with him. Wilder only has his power, and we will see how far that takes him. That's all I'm going to say." Then when Breland was asked about spiking Deontay Wilder water, he stated, and I quote, "A lot of people know me. If you are looking at tapes or whatever and stuff like that, you don't ever see water in my hands. And regardless of that, I'm there to help you. When you win, I win." End of the quote. One thing for sure and two things for certain, Breland was giving Deontay Wilder water in the corner. So he might want to check, because there is pictures and footages of Breland giving Deontay Wilder water. Therefore, when it comes to what Breland just stated, that's a big negative, if you ask me. He also continued by stating, and I quote, "Some people can't take a loss. If you lose, you lose. Don't blame everybody. Go back and think about yourself." Then when Breland was asked about the clear tampered gloves that Fury was wearing against Deontay Wilder, he stated, and I quote, "If he did, I don't know. I doubt it very much, but at the same time, he ain't going to beat Tyson Fury." Then when Breland was asked about Deontay Wilder's arsenal as far as his jab and his training method, he stated, "No. He used the jab one time in that first fight with Stavern. That was it. Deontay Wilder does not jump rope, doesn't hit the speed bag or the heavy bag." Breland also added, "If I box the guys he boxed, I will beat them. That's the bottom line. You say he had some good wins. Luis Ortiz was a good win. Just that fight. That was it." End of the quote. That being stated, let's put things in perspective. You keep hearing old media tell the public that Wilder should have kept Breland. So let's play that scenario. Let's say Wilder heading to a trilogy against Tyson Fury, he kept Breland as part of his team. The whole time, Breland will have thought Wilder had no chance in the world, because he implied even if Tyson Fury cheated, Wilder can't beat Tyson Fury. He also added, Wilder fought nothing but bumps. Breland revealed that he believes Wilder does not have the arsenal, the skill set, nor the work ethic to be a true champion. Therefore, since that's the case, the million-dollar question that I want all of you guys to answer is, if you are in Deontay Wilder's shoe, would you fire Breland knowing that's how he feels about you? Or would you keep him? So I'm looking forward to reading the comment section to see how many people are going to keep Breland as a trainer if they were in Deontay Wilder's shoe. However, the reality is no one is going to keep a trainer knowing that's how he feels about you. It's self-explanatory. What's understood don't have to be explained. But when it comes to old media and these decafs, what's understood does have to be explained, since they want to act like they don't have no brain to think with when it comes to simple logic. However, that's what tends to happen when you are blind to the truth and manipulated by lies. Therefore, if Breland truly feels that Wilder's career is over because he's so terrible and he can't beat Tyson Fury even if he cheated, this tells us multiple things. It tells us that this is how Breland truly feels about Deontay Wilder. He never believed in Deontay Wilder because he said he could beat everybody Deontay Wilder fought. They all bumps. So since that's the case, how come the fans, all of these decafs that pretend to be Tyson Fury fans, when in reality they nothing but Deontay Wilder haters? including old media. How come they tell Deontay Wilder to keep Breland? What's the point when Breland doesn't even believe in Deontay Wilder? And we know this is how he truly feels, because this is not him responding to Deontay Wilder a day after Wilder said something about Breland. This is months after Wilder says something about Breland. So this is not Breland emotionally speaking. This is Breland coming out of the closet, telling us how he truly feels about Deontay Wilder and how he truly felt about Deontay Wilder his whole career. He never believed in Deontay Wilder, which now all of the pieces are falling together like puzzle. Breland came out and said that Wilder does not have a jab. Well, as a trainer, Breland, you were supposed to perfect Wilder and teach him the first step in boxing, which is how to throw a jab. So Breland was with Wilder his whole career and never taught Wilder how to throw a jab? What sense does that make? That can only mean one thing. You failed your job as a trainer, Breland. Then Breland want to talk about Wilder's work ethic as far as punching the heavy bag, the speed bag, jumping ropes, so on and so forth. Well, I have seen Wilder punch the heavy bag, so I don't know how true that is. But one thing for sure, Wilder is in shape year round. You can never question Deontay Wilder work ethic, because I seen fighters get out of shape. Errol Spence, Gervonta, some of my favorite fighters. However, I never seen Deontay Wilder out of shape. He's in shape year round. I know Deontay Wilder gives it his all every single time and never cheated the fans by losing to that man in the mirror. That's not Deontay Wilder. And when it comes to running, I know Wilder replaced that with swimming because it's better for your joint, from what I heard. Also, when it comes to the speed bag, even Errol Spence, he stated he never learned to hit the speed bag. That's what Errol Spence tweeted. So it's different strokes for different folks, as long as you get the job done in the ring. And as far as the skill set, let old media tell it, and all of these decafs, 80% to majority of the fighters Deontay Wilder fought in the heavyweight division are more skillful than him, including Ortiz, arguably the most skillful heavyweight in the world today, and still the boogeyman to this day. Deontay Wilder prevailed against every single one. How did he get the job done? If Wilder has zero skills, how the hell he beat everybody? And it took a fighter to cheat to get the job done in order to beat Deontay Wilder. Not on an even playing field. See, what happened is Breland got comfortable listening to old media and all of these decafs. So he came out of the closet thinking it's safe. But it's never safe, because the truth will always come out. You hear Breland say, "I never had a water bottle." That's not true, because Breland is on footage with a water bottle. Then Breland questioned JD's, claiming, if I was in it, how come JD's, who was in Tyson Fury dressing room, is not in it if you claiming Tyson Fury tampered with his gloves? Well, the answer is very simple. When Tyson Fury cut off the camera in the dressing room, we did not see JD's. We did not see the WBC president that claimed to be there. So it's clear as day there's something fishy going on. People lie, women lie, old media definitely lies. However, your eyes don't lie. And we all could clearly see the organic photo taken by John of the tampered gloves that Tyson Fury was wearing. There's also witnesses Nicholas Asbury, who busted Tyson Fury tampering with his gloves in sparring, on footage that I'm going to play at the end of this video. There's also another witness, Barry, a coach that was there witnessing Tyson Fury practice in sparring. He was practicing how to cheat in sparring in order to execute fight night. This is what the witnesses are saying. There's also doctors that told Deontay Wilder the dent on your head is caused by an object, not a 10-ounce heavyweight gloves, because it's not physically possible. However, we are supposed to ignore what our eyes are seeing. We're supposed to ignore the witnesses, the DNA evidence, so on and so forth, and believe Mr. Breland, the man that claimed he will beat all of Deontay Wilder's opponents, and even Anthony Joshua, shockingly enough. Now, don't get me wrong, Breland was a good fighter. He was a great amateur, in fact, but he was an okay professional fighter. Nothing more, nothing less. Proving that the pros in the sport of boxing is almost like a completely different sport than the amateurs, in which Wilder was able to prevail in the amateurs and in the pros. Wilder, with only 12 amateur fights, he medaled in the Olympics, which is unheard of, really. And then he turned pro to become a champion, then defend his title up to 10 times until it took a fighter to cheat him in order to dethrone him. So if you ask the boxing world, who will be a legend that's going to be remembered out of Wilder and Breland, it's a no-brainer. Wilder all day, every day. In fact, Breland will only be remembered from now on as Wilder, trainer that betrayed him. At the end of the day, or at least the night, you can believe whatever you want to believe. However, the truth will always remain the same. And from the outside looking in right now, Breland sounds like a jealous man talking that's been listening to Teddy Ellis for too long. Now he started believing the pollution that's coming out of Teddy's mouth, claiming this never happened in boxing. Like it wasn't Teddy 2 years ago who was exposing the corruption in boxing due to the absence of a governing body. This is what Teddy said. All of a sudden now, boxing is like the cleanest sport of them all. Old Media and Teddy Atlas, they claimed the boxing world learned from the Resto situation. Then Margarito cheated. All of a sudden, now they want to claim that was a wake-up call for the commission and the boxing world. It won't happen again. Then a female fighter cheats. And to this day, the commission haven't busted a single fighter trying to get away with cheating. So Tyson Fury then after that get away with dirt. They want to tell us the commission was there. Few months later, I kid you not, Roman tried to tamper with his gloves against Foster. However, luckily enough, Bobby Benton, the trainer of Foster, busted Roman trying to get away with dirt like Tyson Fury did. And guess what the commission did? They threw out both of the pairs after they approved them gloves that were tampered with. The commission did not bust Roman trying to cheat. It was Bobby Benton, Foster trainer. How ironic is that? This incident took place after Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury Glovegate. But Teddy Atlas, he said there is no way Tyson Fury cheated because the commission was there. Ironically, the same man that criticized the commission for being corrupted. In the same year, another fighter tried to get away with tampering with his gloves, Mr. Roman against Foster. You literally cannot make this up. You obviously have Teddy Atlas a year ago who came out and said, defending Tyson Fury, that even if Tyson Fury cheated, so what? If he did not cheat, he would have beaten Deontay Wilder because he's more skillful. If he's more skillful, then why he cheated in the first place? As if all these fighters that fought Wilder aren't more skillful than him. And now today, Breland is saying, repeating what Teddy said verbatim. What if Tyson Fury cheated? Wilder is not going to be able to beat him. So it's funny how the world turned, but one thing for sure, everybody will get their turn. This might be a deflection tactic. Who knows? But we do know that the MTK Global, the head of the organization that's affiliated with Tyson Fury, there's a documentary that came out exposing some type of corruption within a mob ties that's going on, which Tyson Fury happens to be a part of. But some way, somehow, Tyson Fury gets the benefit of the doubt of being an innocent man. Even though he took steroids in the past, he threatened a 70 years old farmer, but with all of the facts, they don't even want to investigate Tyson Fury. Man, I never seen a fighter trying to breach a rematch clause when it comes to a fight. I never seen that happen in my life. But some way, somehow, Tyson Fury tells the whole boxing world that Wilder in a trilogy is more dangerous than an Anthony Joshua. Even though he's bonded to fight Wilder for the third time, some way, somehow, he's trying to escape. And old media is letting him get away with it. That's what I call having the complexion for the connection to get the ultimate protection. On the other hand, Breland, he really did live up to the saying, keep your friend close, but your enemy closer. Who would have known the enemy would have been Wilder? With that being stated, drop your thoughts in the comment section below, subscribe below, and click on the notification bell, and to be continued on the next episode of Akhi, TV. Peace, and we out here.
You need to be concerned because of where you're going in your career. Your manager should know about stuff like this and you really got to get I'm sorry to be a dick, but you got to get your manager on board with the entire thing, because the entire camp, what kind of gloves he wears, like this is your manager's job to protect you. Like, I'm supposed to protect you too, but what am I going to say to them? Hey guys, Tyson shouldn't have those gloves, it's unsafe. Barry, get the fuck out of camp.
Yeah, me too. I'll go home.
Yeah, but this.
I don't mind for 2 weeks. I've done enough.
Bro, not only these gloves beat up, you could I can tell. No, I can tell.
They pushed
that
it to the front.
Beating these gloves up on a wall or something. Look, you can see that from here.
I can't believe that. But I personally,
I'm shocked. This does shock me. Like, it doesn't shock me.
Bro, I can't do
It
it.
shocks me.
No, but I don't.
No, don't. Here, you make.
This is Tyson's shit, and these are his bag, his sparring gloves that we've been sparring with. As you can see, there's no fucking padding in here, and all the padding's in the back of his fucking glove. Look at that shit. I could touch my other side of my finger with this shit, and there's shit falling out from the middle of the glove. Does he know who the fuck I am? He must not know, does he? Does he? What? Oh, he does not know. Look at this shit, man. And then, hold on, these are the sparring gloves they told me they got from me. These thick ass, look at, hold on, let's see, watch the squeeze. Going nowhere. Going nowhere. Watch this shit.